Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, actually, or wherever you are in the part of the world. Welcome back to my channel, Omzi's Garage. Today we're working on this Mazda Axela 1.5 CVT transmission, and we're going to be putting a whole bunch of fluids in. We're going to be attending to some scratches in the paint. Yeah, and I'll show you a quick walk around this car. It's actually my wife's car. But yeah, I thought there wasn't much Mazda 3 content on YouTube, so I'll add that to the collection. Yeah, I believe this car might have been vandalized, maybe. Well, we got it for a really good price, so I can't really complain. I'm going to attempt to get these scratches out. The previous owner said that the car was scratched by the kids, or the lady's daughter that used to own it. So yeah, it's a Japanese import, previously owned by a Japanese man, I believe, or a woman. Here's some more scratches. Try and get a better angle of them. Yep, here we go. So yeah, there's a whole heap more scratches all around. There's more here. It's got a really nice paint job otherwise, no dents. There's another vandalism there. And there's also one here, which was quite deep, this one. Yeah, so, oh well. Yeah. Show you the inside. It's fairly nice. Just needs a little bit of cleaning up. Nice seats, they're in good condition. There's a cigarette hole. So the Japanese owner, I believe, was a smoker. He also accidentally semi-burnt this here. But you can see the interior is real dirty. There's a lot of sand in the car. These people used to go to the beach, I guess, a lot of the time, or live near the beach. I think they just went to the beach a lot. But yeah, as you can see, this is the passenger side. Excuse the beeping. It's the back seats, and they have mold on them. And it's moldy all throughout the car, unfortunately, because it's been sitting in the rain under trees. This is the 1.5 litre engine, which is super economical, and it runs really healthy. This is how you can tell a healthy car. There's absolutely no, almost no carbon at all. Nothing that comes out. It's just clean pipe. This is one tip I wanted to show everybody. So if you have a sedan like this, and you park on an incline, so the car is facing down, what happens is this area is actually becomes like that, and so the water starts to flow up in this corner, and then it would wash back through the sill because it's higher than, I'll try to show you. See, this is the depth of that, which is a lot higher than this in these areas here. So what happens is water starts to pour down and go all over your boot. See, these are rust marks from the tire, from the wheel, from under the wheel. So yeah, this is a good tip. Don't park the car downhill if you have a sedan with this sort of design. A lot of Japanese cars have that. Toyota had the same problem, etc. You might think there's something wrong with the seals, but it's actually not the seals. It's more the water getting trapped and flowing back in heavy rain and rainy areas, because when you open the boot, this corner is usually full. There's no drain. This is the problem, they don't put a drain here. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Yeah, we'll come back shortly when we get started. Here's the interior, here's the dash. Has a little light there to show you where the key hole goes. Nice little key, foldable one. Anyway, and this car starts, and this is another thing I really love about Mazda. Look how quickly it's going to start. So now, done 113,000 Ks. Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1. I mean, it wasn't even 1 second, and the thing fires right up. Just incredible. Yeah. Really healthy engine. Like you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Now we're going to let the car warm up so we can do an oil change. We're going to do coolant, sorry, excuse the noise. Coolant, we're going to do the power steering. We're going to do the brakes. We're going to flush the brakes. CVT transmission and oil and filter. Okay, so stay tuned. I've already taken some things off. So this all of these bolts and things are from the cover, which is under the car. Here it is. So I took that off, and all these bolts have to be undone from the bottom here, the lip, and all around in here as well. This other lip as well, so yeah. Alright, I'll show you in a minute once it's warmed up what we're going to do next. Stay tuned. Alright, so I wanted to show you, this is the power steering reservoir. That's the washer fluid. This is how they look on a Mazda Axela or Mazda 3. I believe this was from 2009 or 8, I'm not too sure. But anyway, all the way to, this is a 2012, so I think they carried that design over to the 2016, I think, maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how this side looks. This is the expansion tank for the coolant. As you can see, it already says 14 psi, don't open when hot, blah blah blah. And that also says power steering fluid only. And this is the brakes. This is the brake master cylinder. So we're going to be changing the brake fluid as well. There's no weird noises or anything. The engine is really clean. What I noticed about Mazda as well, this is quite new to me, they have a humongous radiator. I'll show you how. So it sort of starts from here, you can see there, starts from there, and it goes all the way past the air intake, all the way to where this hose is. And maybe this has something to do with the car's longevity. You know, these engines run forever, so because they get, I think, because they get adequate cooling all the time, the engine stays nice and cool. It'll never go above temperature, even in the heat. They can dissipate heat really well, so that's a good tactic of prolonging an engine, making sure everything runs cool all the time, even in winter time, which normally everything runs cool in winter, but yeah, sometimes you get into traffic and the car can overheat, etc. So I also found out that the power steering pump is possibly electrical, because it's not connected to the drive belt at all. Usually the power steering pump is amongst these pulleys, and that's how the pump works. You know, you got your alternator, you have your AC compressor, etc., all the other pulleys, crank pulley and idler, etc., and the water pump. But this time around, Mazda went, I think, with an electrical unit that just operates separately. This, I believe, will contribute to a little bit of fuel efficiency as well, because there's less drag on the engine. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have an extra pulley that drives the power steering, so less load on the engine. And then I noticed the car is really aerodynamic. That probably also helps with fuel efficiency. Very aerodynamic. I mean, you could see it's just clean straight lines. Well done, Mazda. You did a good job on that. Yeah, so we'll come back in a minute and show you some more. Here we are inside the cabin. That's the dash. Looks nice and clean ish. I think it needs, I'm going to clean it some more. Yeah, but there's no cracks or scratches or anything weird about it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I think it's got the supposedly Triptronic, but it actually is not Triptronic because this is a CVT transmission. But you know, there's plus and minus to adjust the transmission. You've got your cigarette lighter, and it says no smoking in there. Obviously they smoked. And another USB thingy-majig in there. Charger. Yep, so that's that. And you've got your cup holders here. That's also very nasty and moldy. You can see that. Oh, that's horrible. That's going to get cleaned and cleared. It's just got your basic auto windows and electric windows, etc. Electric mirrors, adjusts headlight adjustment. It has a nice stereo actually. Yeah, it's quite nice. I believe it's Clarion, so yeah, that's another thing I like about it. Good sound system. This is the glove box, nice and roomy. And look at this huge amount of space that goes all the way back. That's beautiful. I like that. It's a lot of storage area. So yep, that's another thing I really like about this car. It's the headliner. I believe these are for holding sunglasses, etc. It's your interior lights. You can have them off or door on. I'll leave them off for now. That's your reading thing. You've got mirror there. Yep, good headliner. It's not sagging or dirty. Well, dirty in bits, some places, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. Needs touching up. Yeah, it's the mirror. The mirror has a bit of needs replacement, I think. Yeah, but not too bad. It's only coming off around the edges here at the bottom, a little bit there, but meh, not going to worry about that. For the price we got it, it was really good. Yeah, and another thing I'll show you, I noticed it's quite so that's like a it's like a dash, but in the back. So they got away with using material that used to fade in the color and stuff, and they just put plastic. That's another really good idea actually. So of Mazda, I quite like that. And you've got a lot of room in the back to put your legs, etc. You know, it's quite roomy actually, which for a small car it's amazing. A lot of space for the back. This also folds down. You got your cup holders, and oh, of course it's full of sand. Someone must have liked going to the beach. That's cool. And yeah, we put brand new tires on it yesterday, you see, and its prints are still on it. So 02, blah blah blah, the Yokohama, sorry, but yeah, we're listening to George FM as this is going on, and I'm waiting for the car to warm up, so come back in a minute. Back inside, just trying to warm it up a little bit, so get as much oil and stuff out when it's hot. Alright, so just remove this 19 size bolt, the drain sump, the oil, engine oil, And yeah, the oil doesn't look too bad. It's not too black. Yeah, I'm just going to pop this down. We'll wait for this to drain and then come back in a minute. While the oil is draining, we started to drain the coolant as well. I'll show you, it's actually just a big Phillips screw on the left hand side of the radiator, so you know, near the transmission. Yeah, right there. Nice and easy. This is finishing off dripping. Got quite a bit of oil out of it. So yeah, we'll come back in a sec. We're tackling the power steering return line, which is this top one here. You have to get this clip out of the way and down. I just used these, yeah, and these as well. The bigger, sometimes more leverage the better. So yeah, that's on the on the right side of the car. I believe this is the pump here, so it's electric pump, I think. Yeah. Anyway, once we get that hose off, we're going to jack the car up and then turn the wheel side to side to activate the steering rack to push some power steering fluid out. Yeah, out with the old and with the new. Alright, we'll be back. Fit a ice cream container, 2-litre ice cream container, just underneath the power steering hose, the return hose, so we can catch all that fluid. And we got the radiator coolant draining at the same time. Wow, the engine oil's dripping. Almost done as well, so yeah, that's 3 fluids going at once. I will do this one next. I'm going to drain the transmission fluid. So yeah, that's really easy to access, and it's just a hex sump. So yeah, it says check. I don't know what you meant to check there, but so far this car is really easy to work on. Very simple. There's the oil filter right there in front of me. It's just so easy to access. Anyway, looks like these people that used to own it have gone to the beach a lot. There's a tiny bit of surface rust under the car, as you can see. There's exhaust hangers, they're a little rusty, but I'm going to get that fixed up and washed up and oiled up, so it stops it right at its tracks, sort of thing. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll come back when we've have some progress. Alright, I'll just show you what I did quickly. So I took the sump off for the transmission, and I'm draining it now. That's what it looks like underneath. Okay. And, that's a size 6, I believe, hex, which is that. And then once you're done with that, you get the same size hex, and you pop it in there, which is inside the pan. So that sits up inside the pan like that, and you can unscrew the bottom. I think that's called the filler, something like that, like a filler or overfill straw. I don't know what you want to call it, tube. But yeah, that's what it is. You got to unscrew that, and that comes down out the bottom of the transmission, and you'll get more oil out. And then you just wait for it to finish draining. And I've also taken both tires wheels off to have a little inspect here, and also going to be bleeding the brakes and inspecting the brake pads and the caliper, etc. All the suspension components, we're going to inspect those for safety. Yep. Yeah, and you'll also be able to access the fill plug for the transmission, which I believe is in here. There it is, right there. So we'll need to undo that as well. Now we've jacked the rear like so, and there's more oil coming out of the transmission because the car is tilted forward now a little bit, so it's always good. Also a bit of coolant started dripping, so yeah, see, there's so much more oil coming out with that little simple tilt. Yeah, so we try and get as much oil out as we can.